You celebrate your life. Celebrate the good and the bad, the happy, the sad, the joy and the pain, the sun and the rain. Celebrate life. Celebrate your life with love.
Hola, hola, hola. Hello, 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 one and all, and welcome to A Spiritual Remedy. My name is Sunshine Day, and it is a joy to greet you on this Monday afternoon. A Spiritual Remedy is developed to provide spiritual tools and loving support for your personal transformation, and it is my absolute joy to be here and to provide, not only spiritual tools, but just the loving support that's necessary so that as a humanity, we can begin to really move in ways that are beneficial for each and every one of us. I see a world where people, and in particular people in recovery, are living their best life and loving it. And because of that, that is why I show up. That's why I do what I do, because I want us all to live the best life possible. So let me know where you are tuning in from. I know that with this new time, folks are making the adjustments, and I want to know where you're tuning in from today. Uh, Lately, what's been on my mind is this idea about energy. And energy, when I'm talking about energy in specific, I'm talking about our emotions, our feelings. I'm talking about how when we are angry or upset, or when we're even like happy, how in fact we not only feel that for ourselves, but what we do with it. Uh, Energy is meant to flow, and that energy of our feelings, it overlaps in everything, in every fiber of our body. And when I think about the energy of, let's say, anger or upset or even sadness, um what we do with that energy and how we become consciously aware of that energy is, in fact, important. Now, here's the thing: if you leave it alone and you don't do anything and you leave it, let's say, stuck in your body temple, ooh, what happens? What happens with that kind of energy? I know for me, the brain is such a beautiful thing, because in upset and anger and sadness, the brain automatically releases some like feel good stuff, right? The feel good chemicals to relax me, to calm me, to relieve anxiety, let's say. And if I continue to just kind of have that stuckness in my body, am I really doing myself a favor, or am I actually hurting myself? And, when it comes to that kind of stagnant or trapped energy, it actually confines our consciousness. It doesn't allow us to really live our best and our fullest life. So, what do we get? What do we get an opportunity to do? And there's two other choices. There's A, leave it stuck in the system, or B, release it at all costs unconsciously by default. But when we release it by default and we release it unconsciously, then we're actually hurting other people and or hurting ourselves and other people. And so the idea is not to release that anger or even the like super joys, right? Even the super joys. I know for me, sometimes there are people who are like so happy that their overjoy is just like spewing out, and it's like, all right already, like calm down. calm down a little bit. Um, However, when it's anger, when it's upset, when it's sadness, and we're just simply releasing it uh, unconsciously, it can be toxic. It can weigh heavy on relationships. It it can, in fact, cause a lot of trouble. And so, I I want to talk to folks a little bit about, yeah, like what is that like, and what goes on for you when you have this energy and you don't have the wherewithal and the tools necessary to release it consciously. And how does that feel for you? Um, yeah, unconsciously releasing stuff and stepping on people's toes is not fun. I mean, it comes out in anger and resentments and fears and casting shadows over our inner landscape. Like, oh man, that all that stuff just begins to weigh heavy. So the idea here is to be conscious of your energy. For people like us who are in recovery, whether we're recovering from drama or anxiety or any types of addiction, or any type of habit that has meant us no good, we're seeking to do something different and something better. And sometimes we get caught up in the emotions and in the rut of life. However, releasing it consciously is the trick. Being aware of what I'm feeling right now. And studies show that when we don't ignore the emotions and what we're feeling, and we actually say, oh yeah, I'm really angry right now, or I'm really upset right now, or I'm really sad right now, that if we begin to just acknowledge it, if we begin to then ask ourselves, well, how do I want to express this? What is this trying to say? What am I to get from these feelings? How can I use this to actually grow instead of just staying stagnant or being toxic? And it's through our prayer work, and it's through our contemplation work, it's through our study that we actually have an opportunity, our spiritual study and our meditation and our prayer work, that we begin to unpack what our belief system is and what we think we know. And when we are able to do that, either by ourselves doing that kind of contemplative work, or with a practitioner, a spiritual guide, a trusted friend that has and is steeped in spiritual practice, by asking a series of questions, you can begin to uncover the misperceptions and the mistakes of what the belief is that brings you to this place of anger. Because this place of anger, this place of fear, sometimes generate from two places. One, you feel shortchanged, or that the system is doing you wrong. Or two, you feel frustrated or powerless, an inability to act. And when we get down to that, it really is about the brass tacks and the causes and the conditions as to why we feel that way. What must be the belief behind why I feel I'm being shortchanged, or that I'm feeling powerless in a situation, an inability or frustration to take some action, and some positive action where it would do my life really, really well. So, beloveds, having that energy flow through us is natural. I don't want to just leave it in my body and be stuck. I don't want to unconsciously allow it to spew. So the conscious way of simply allowing that energy to flow through my body is by putting in place a spiritual practice that gets me to the causes of that anger, of that upset, of that sadness, so that I can shine a light on it and recognize it for the lie in which it is. Because ultimately, there is some thought there that is not the truth, the full truth of who I am. Because the full truth of who you are, beloveds, is that you are the unique, unrepeatable, magnificent, powerful, beautiful way that spirit, that life shows up in human form. And right where you are, you have the power and the presence and the responsibility to make the changes, but to also create and co-create your life. And so instead of allowing this energy to bring you down, you can in fact continue to be at cause and use your energy to live your best life. Life is always going to happen. There's always going to be a series of things that I accept and things that I don't accept. And life is simply a series of accepting what is, and then using that acceptance to go even further and further and further. So, beloveds, it is indeed a joy to be here with you today. It is a joy to remind us that the energy in our own bodies is the energy that we can use for our highest good. Thank you so much, Jason. Wipers is just a mix of posture and filling and exaggeration. Go ahead with your bad self, Jason. I'm so glad that you're with us today. And I'm so glad that there's a know-how, that there's this thing within you that knows that energy within you is transmutable. You can transform it. Thank you, Farrell. Farrell says, thank you. Yeah, it's so important for us to know how to manage our energy and manage our life. And nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it in recovery. Nobody really talks about how to do this. But you could either leave it stuck, you can let it out toxically and unconsciously, or you can release it consciously. And you could even say to people, hey, I'm a little bit grumpy today. Hey, I'm a little bit sore today. Like I'm super tender and super sad. I mean, and those are conscious ways of simply relating to other people. And people can relate. I can relate with somebody be like, yeah, I'm just a little bit grumpy today, or I'm a little bit tender. My heart's a little bit tender. It's important to be able to communicate that. So, beloveds, if you want more, you can get more. And simply reach out to me. Many of you have my cell phone number. Many of you have my email address, but you can always reach me at vidaslc.org. That's vidaslc.org. Let me know how I can provide spiritual tools and loving support for your personal transformation. That's what we're here for at Vida, and that's what we will continue to do for you and with you, because together we create a world that works for everyone. And it is my vision and mission and goal to help awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. We got to stop thinking that we are crap. We are unique, unrepeatable, magnificent, powerful ways that spirit shows up. And we can use this knowing to live our best life ever. If you're ready to live your best life ever, I'm with you. All right. Until the next time. Jason says yes. Jason's ready. Farrell, thank you again. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you for tuning in today. Until the next time, know that you're loved. Bye for now.
Thanks for tuning in to A Spiritual Remedy. Use the links in the description for prayer requests, to donate to Be That Spiritual Learning Center, and to join our mailing list. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you can visit us at vidaslc.org for more information.